And so, again, got to give some big-time love to that offensive line.
Yeah, Brett Morgan at center, the guards, A.J. Wisnett, Malachi Gist, the tackles, Krishawn Harris and T. Hollifield plowed the way for 259 yards rushing. Didn't allow a sack tonight, 228 yards passing for Land Farmer.
Another thing, Brent, I don't know if you noticed what Shelby was doing. They were kind of lining up in an unbalanced line, and they had number 5, Lorenzo Roseborough, lined up at a tight end. And I don't think I've seen them do that. And that was a good way and to kind of lose him out there and get him out there in the middle ranges, and like that touchdown, that catch that he made, that basically
was from that formation.
It was from that formation. He just snuck out there and he was wide open. And
play was so Jeff. It was 4th and 3, and Shelby came out after a timeout, and it almost looked like they'd blown the play dead. It was like Land just casually went back and just lobbed it,
yeah.
and Lorenzo's wide open for 9 yards.
Yeah,
it was just a weird play, but it was like you said, they ran that formation and he blocked, and then all of a sudden he just sneaks out 9 yards, first down when they needed it. And Shelby moves on to face Kinston next week. Jeff, we don't have much time left in this Stamey Tysker Funeral Home postgame show, but Kinston's got a wide receiver we need to know about.
Yeah, I don't have anything written down.
His name's Tyreek Copper. He's an NC State commit.
I've read that he's like 150 yards away from the single-season North Carolina record, and he's like 2 touchdown passes away from the single-season North Carolina record. So Golden Lions secondary, they're going to have to get ready.
Yeah, but
isn't it great that they get ready?
Absolutely. We don't know the where and when yet. They're going to announce that, I think, tomorrow or late tonight, where each class is playing and at what time.
Brent, I have seen that they have said the 1A and 8A are going to play Thursday night, which makes sense because they didn't play this week.
Yeah.
So the 1A and 8A will play in Chapel Hill on Thursday. And then the other 6 classifications, there's going to be 2 games in Chapel Hill on Friday. Then there's going to be 2 games at Lenore-Rhine University in Hickory on Saturday, and 2 games at Durham County Athletic Stadium on Saturday.
Yep.
And so we wish we could tell you, but we don't know where Crest is playing. We don't know where Shelby's playing, but we'll have it for you next week.
Yep, let's look at some awards for tonight. We'll start with our Offensive Player of the Game. That is sponsored by Marburger Chevrolet of Shelby. And how about Jonas Woods? 22 carries, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. He caught 2 more passes for 17 yards, and the freshman continues to amaze us week after week. He's probably somewhere around 40 to 50 yards shy of 1,000 yards on the season. He's got another game to try to accomplish that next week.
Yes, he does.
So Jonas Woods, our Offensive Player of the Game, sponsored again by Marburger Chevrolet of Shelby. Our Defensive Player of the Game, sponsored by Marburger Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Shelby.
Over and over, we kept calling Grady Nodine's name.
You're right. And there was a couple times I miscalled it. Like I said, T. Hollifield. Wait a minute, that's not him. That's Grady Nodine.
But T. Hollifield had a great night.
He did.
Grady Nodine had a great night. Landon Hollifield had a great night.
Hopper plugged the middle all night
long. And then the secondary did not give up the big pass. The only time we really gave up big pass plays were in that really scary end of the first half when you guys weren't able to follow it because we ended up having to go off the air. But the Golden Lions stopped them 3 plays inside the 10-yard line. The last play with 1 second left, and Golden Lions stopped the Wolves, and that was in many ways the last gasp. When Lincoln came out and turned it over and had to give it up after their first possession and Shelby scored, that pretty much did it.
Nothing short of amazing. I think he had 1 incompletion at Mount Airy. He had 3 incompletions last week and just 4 this week, 11 for 15, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns, ran it for 85. He was responsible for 313 total yards. And how many of his runs? He probably had 6 or 7 of his runs went for first downs.
Yes.
Especially in the first half where he carried the offense. And Land Farmer, our overall player of the game, sponsored by Esnor Auto Sales. If you're out there and you're recruiting for college, give this kid a scholarship offer. He's a big 6'3", 230-pound quarterback with a big arm, and he can run it too and run over you. So Land Farmer, our overall player of the game. Next week, Shelby and Kinston for the 3A state championship, and Jeff and I will have the action. Check your local listings.
We don't know when, we don't know where, but I'm planning on being there, Brent.
Yep, go to nchsaa.org tomorrow, see where it's at, and then check WHS KTC on our Twitter X account, our Facebook account, and Instagram, and we'll let you know when we'll be broadcasting that game. For Jeff Jones, Jakari Shell, Trent Marty, I'm Brent Pasco. Shelby 30, Lingington nothing. Your final score on the No Malarkey Board. Thank you for listening in here tonight on WOHS and KTC Broadcasting on this WestEndSales.com title sponsor of playoff football. Shelby moves on.
In the backfield, your quarterback scared, I see it in his eyes. Sent the receiver in motion, that's just a disguise. My linebackers, they stepping up, clog a hole, no letting up. Taking on them big blocks, on fourth down we get big stops. My secondary is balling out, your offense keeps stalling out. How many yards? Like none at all. Call the special teams, come punt the ball and it's gone. And you never see me fair catch. I get a block and then I'm gone like a Lear jet. My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win, win, we just came to win. Win, win, we just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win, win. We just came to win. Win. We must protect this house. I'm in a huddle talking to the Hawks. We gonna run it down their throat soon as we get the ball. I'll come out and fire off the ball. We going on one. My skill position so proficient, break for long runs. Come out running that option. That mean I got the option to keep that or pitch that. Defense, they gotta fix that. 4 receivers, we spread them out in the shotgun. Hot reads, I got some. My tight end, so awesome. Touchdowns, I toss some. We score 6 scoreboard, that score 6. Respect the ball, we protect the ball. We don't fumble, no throw picks. I feed my linemen pancakes. For all they blocks, I'm pancakes. Push you around like all night. End of the game, get your handshakes, huh? My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win. We just came to win. Win. We just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win. We just came to win. Win. We must protect this house.
And welcome to the Full Throttle Powersports post-game show.
Oh, my.
Here on KTC Broadcast.
Y'all enjoying yourselves?
With the
I'll
KTC
play that on the air.
Mafia.
Come on with it. Come on with it. Come on with it.
We got the Godfather, Dennis Davis. We got the Hitman, Will Boykins.
Oh, yeah.
We got the Collector, Chip Carter. We got Kevin the Boss Hastings. And as always, JP Fixer.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Full Throttle Powersports of Lowell. How about those Cleveland County football teams?
Sir.
Before the season started, we said there's a possibility. Well, you can have 4 state champions out of Cleveland County because all the teams were put in different brackets.
2 out of 4 is not.
We're batting 500. 2 of them have made it to the state championships next weekend, and we're going to tell you all about that and the games tonight. We've got highlights for you from both games, from Crest last night and Hickory, and we've got highlights from Shelby and Lincoln tonight. Going to go across and give you all the scores, locations, and all that as well. We do have highlights. We've got scores. First thing, though, I do want to apologize for the Shelby fans' first half. When we do these games, the schools don't always provide an internet service, and so we don't actually get to plug in and use their internet. We have to use the same internet that you guys use. So if you'll pretend that you are streaming from your cell phone and
all the streams from cell phone,
and everybody else in the stadium stream, just think about how your signal would do trying to stream live video with broadcast from your phone in the stands. So that's kind of how it is when we don't get to plug in the actual stadiums that let us get the internet, and we do thank the folks. If Lincoln, if we're on the inside, sometimes you can get the internet, but you can't get it from the roof. So our folks, of course, are on the roof tonight, battling the elements as well. So I want to thank those guys out at Shelby tonight. It's currently 36 degrees, and just glad it's not raining and snowy on the guys.
That's
brisk. And they didn't have to put up with and the wind's not too bad. So hopefully the guys stayed warm. I gave them about 100 packs of hot hands.
Nice.
So,
Kevin,
so hopefully
do
they
they get a check from KTC for broadcasting the game?
Who, our broadcasters or Lincoln?
No, Lincoln.
Yes, but
Well, then why won't they let you tie into the internet?
well, isn't that weird? That is funny that you mention that the people paying the most money
Yeah,
to be at the game
yeah.
are the ones that are treated the worst at the game. Like if I'm paying, but seriously, look, no, but we weren't treated bad at Lincoln. I don't want to say that, but we had to have 2 groups.
Yeah.
It's best for us to be beside each other. If we could have been inside, we would have liked to. We'd have had to have a cameraman up top anyway. So that's not that big of a deal. But it would be nice if we had access to the internet at all the broadcasts. Crest doesn't allow us to get an internet at theirs. Kings Mountain used to. They changed it. Cleveland County Schools has done this thing this year. We used to could go to all the schools and log in, and they had no problems with it. They went and changed all the security on the computer stuff, and some of the schools won't allow you to log in now. Shelby allows us to log in their Wi-Fi. Burns allows us to plug in. Crest and Kings Mountain do not allow us to plug in and use their internet.
I thought it was owned by the public.
Well, you would think so. Public schools, but
Yeah,
you know.
public.
That's not how it is.
Excuse me.
Got to go through the right channels. Well, we're going to talk to, I think, Tim Foster here in just a few moments about that Crest game. But let's give everybody some scores from around the area. Who's going to be playing who and what's going on. I'm going to I'm going to do the left side and let Chip do the right side real quick to start off, and then we'll rotate through the night. In the 2A bracket, well, we'll go 1A. In the 1A, last week, Robbinsville and Wilson Prep won. They had buys this week. If you're watching online, Max Preps had listed all week until this show started tonight that the 1A and 8A teams were playing Thursday. So I assume they were playing Thursday at Chapel Hill. I put that on the scoreboard, so if you folks see that, it might not be true. We have no idea. Coach Greg Lloyd for Crest has told our information that they don't know and won't know until tomorrow.
Apparently neither does Max Preps.
No. So Max Preps has 5 games listed for Thursday right now. So if you folks looking at that, that's not accurate. Only 2 games.
Max Preps is infallible.
Only 2 games on Thursday for the folks wondering. Here is the actual for the folks at home.
Apparently they're quite fallible.
Here's the actual broadcast schedule for the folks at home. I mean, not broadcast schedule, but state championship schedule. Thursday and Friday at UNC Keenan Memorial Stadium, 4 and 8 o'clock for both days. We don't know who's playing. Lenore Ryan will have games on Saturday at 11 and 5, and the Durham County Memorial Recreational Complex will have games at 2 and 8 o'clock on Saturday. So it's either Chapel Hill Thursday or Friday, or either Lenore Ryan or Durham on Saturday.
So we thought they was going to use the 49ers stadium, but they didn't.
Well, they're under construction. They're expanding their stadium, the Jerry Richardson Stadium.
They're expanding Jerry World, a la Charlotte.
You know, the Panthers had a lot of issues with him. I wonder why UNC Charlotte never took any of his stuff down. Is that a donation thing there, Dennis? When you pay to have your name?
Money.
I think he donated like $10 million towards building that stadium.
That he got from the taxpayers of North Carolina, because that came immediately after we gave him $100 million to remodel his stadium. Well, 2 months later, UNC Charlotte gets a $10 million bid to name himself the stadium.
Kevin.
So the Charlotte Mecklenburg taxpayers paid for UNC Charlotte to name himself after Jerry Richardson.
Don't you know that successful people are very generous with other people's money?
Correct. But that's how that worked. That's how that went down, boys. You Mecklenburg County people voted to give him $110. You know what they said they were putting in, Will? They were going to put in $110 million of escalators for the stadium. There are 2 escalators in the stadium. I can't say they didn't put 2 in there. I know there's 2, but they said they were putting $110 million of it, and $10 million went to UNC Charlotte.
I thought he was about to say they're going to put $110 million Escalades in there.
No. Wait a minute. Well, we did the math on it. It was like $75,000 an escalator for an escalator. So we figured up they could have put in like 300 escalators in the building, and there was only 2.
Kevin, one of these days I'm going to have to give you a class in finance.
I know.
It's like $9 billion for 8 electric charging stations nationwide.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Do what? All right, give me a minute. All right. I'll let so after trying to explain that, I'm gonna let Chip go through the scores. I gotta go down the hall and go through this. But we do have the locations, like we said, Thursday and Friday's Keenan Memorial Stadium. And Saturday will be either Lenore Ryan or Durham County Memorial Stadium. That is not Duke. So
no, that's Shaw University Stadium.
Here's the picture of it for the folks that want to know.
It's similar to a high school stadium.
It's the seats, when you zoom in, the seating is actually fairly appropriate.
So that's funny. Shaw came all the way out of Raleigh to play at this place.
I do not know.
That's a Dennis question.
Yeah.
They came all the way down to downtown.
They play in Durham.
Yeah, they play in Durham. That's crazy.
If you know where their campus is located in Raleigh, you'll know why.
It's like the
it's in the city.
It's the value of the real estate.
It's like the Santa Clara 49ers, man. What are you talking about? So, all right, real quick, we'll run down the scores as Kevin was talking about. In the 1A, Robbinsville and Wilson Prep were victorious last week. They had a bye this week. They will play in the 1A.
Rested, everybody's healed.
There you go. They'll play in the 1A state championship next weekend. Robbinsville versus Wilson Prep, the 1A state championship. In the 2A, Murphy defeats number 1 seed in the West. Murphy defeats number 2 Starmount 14-2. The only point Starmount got was their offense did not score. Their defense did. Their defense got a safety. But Murphy's victorious is all chalk in both of these games in the 2A, and chalk won. The 1 seeds won on both sides. In the East, Tarboro shuts out Warren County 40-0. It'll be Tarboro versus Murphy for the 2A state championship. Looking down at the 3A.
I got a question when you get through. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Shelby avenges their regular season loss to Lincolnton pretty soundly this evening. At Lincolnton.
That 1 point win is not looking real strong right now, Lincolnton.
Shelby defeats and shuts out Lincolnton at Lincolnton 30-0. They will take on Kingston, or Kingston, as we talked about in the pregame show. As some of the guys,
I heard you guys. It's Kinston.
Kinston defeated Keenan
and Fuquay Verena, by the way.
Tom brought that up.
Verena.
Very nice. Yes, Tom was very well with that. But
I'm from that side of the world.
I realize you spent some time down east.
Yeah, I spent some time.
You probably like vinegar-based barbecue too.
Shelby and Kinston will take on each other in the 3A state championship next weekend. Over in the 4A, Oh, look at it. Look at that. Oh, there he is. Dennis actually is here. There you go. Thank you, JP.
My agent's taking care of me.
Engineer extraordinaire.
Indeed. Absolutely. Very well. Round of applause, gentlemen. Round of applause. Very well done.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hip, hip, hooray.
Mr. JP.
Going on, moving down to the 4A in the. I loved what Tom said in the Blue Devil Bowl this evening. Brevard remains undefeated and will head to the state championship in the 4A. They defeat the other Blue Devils in the West, Maiden, 30-13. Congratulations, Brevard! You go to the state championship and you get to take on Reedsville.
I have a question.
Hopefully, that's one of the games that make it to
TV.
No, Lenore Ryan.
Yeah. Oh,
it's a better drive for both of them.
Well, yeah, possibly. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, you could say the same thing. I don't know. Murphy and Robbinsville have an argument to play at Lenore Ryan too. Both of those are even farther west than Brevard.
Chip being a mountain man, why is it the Brevard Blue Devils and not the Brevard White Squirrels?
I have no idea where you're going with this, Dennis.
You've never been to Brevard?
You never been to Brevard?
I have, but I mean,
how do I know that? And I'm not from the mountain region.
Because you went to Crest.
It explains it.
Wow.
Brevard is famous for its white squirrels.
Okay, well, yeah. Sorry,
Is that something they only teach at Crest?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
We cover a minutia of facts.
Minutia.
We were always wondering what that class was going on there. Now they're talking about white squirrels in Brevard.
I never signed up for white squirrel class at Irwin. I'm sorry.
We got to take a break, and we come back. We're going to talk to the Crest guys about that big win last night and go through their highlights against Hickory. 39-21 victory. We'll have the state championship next week on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Do you wish there was a company who could come to your house and service your HVAC, fix that leaky faucet, and have your chimney swept? Well, that company exists right here in Cleveland County. It's Piedmont HVAC, Plumbing and Chimney. They are your one-stop shop for all your home service needs. They are the fastest-growing home services company in this area. It's that time to have your furnace and gas log service for the cold months to come. Call Piedmont today, your one-stop shop for all your home services and repair. Call 704-419-0985 and find them on Facebook too.
Some people say there are doers and there are dreamers. But what's wrong with a little dreaming, especially when it's shared? With hard work, little dreams grow into big ones. At Kubota, we know that your work never stops, and we're inspired by those who dream. But our equipment is built for dreamers and doers, like you. Kubota, built for those who do.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, Kings Mountain.
You pull, you save money at Auto Parts U Pull and Scrap Metal in Shelby and Lincoln. And yes, they buy cars and trucks, any year, any size, any condition. They'll even come and tow your vehicle in. They might even buy your house. They also buy copper, aluminum, steel, cast iron, tin, and brass. See the king of parts. That's Auto Parts U Pull and Scrap Metal. Open 8 till 5, Monday through Friday at 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Online at autopartsupull.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Leaf season is here. Don't wait. It's time to get leaf protection with one call to Gutter Guys. Remember, clogged gutters on your home can cause costly damage. Prevent it with a call to Gutter Guys in Kings Mountain. Remember, Gutter Guys for seamless gutters, gutter cleaning, metal and shingle roofing, commercial flat roofing, and storm damage repair. Call 704-879-4384. Again, 704-879-4384. For Gutter Guys, serving the area since 2003. Online at gutterguysconstruction.com.
Need tree service? Call on Weathers Tree and Land, serving Cleveland, Rutherford, Gaston, and Cherokee counties. Weathers Tree and Land offers tree removal, stump grinding, and pruning, and they do cleanup and emergency storm work. Just call 704-477-3213. Again, 704-477-3213 for your free estimate, and they're licensed and insured. And mention this radio ad and get 10% off your estimate. Online at weatherstreeandland.com and like them on Facebook too.
Pack your bags. It's time to move. Move into your new home from Oakwood Homes in Shelby. They have a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home with 1,800 square feet of living space located at 110 Ashland Court in Shelby and sell priced at $289. And Oakwood Homes now has 4 new Oakwood homes in Drake Circle in Shelby, all ready to move into. And on the lot, check out the red tag sale. You can save thousands of dollars on your new dream home from Oakwood Homes of Shelby, 1839 East Dixon Boulevard, online at oakwoodhomesofshelby.com. Don't let the bed bugs interrupt your long winter nap. And I'm sure Santa doesn't want you living with bed bugs. That's why he has H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing take care of his North Pole home. And maybe you should too. Just give them a call at 704-482-2847. They feature all types of pest control service. And everyone at H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing wants to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Keep the bugs away with a call to H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing online at hhpci.com and like them on Facebook too.
And we're back on the Throttle Powersports post-game show on KTC Broadcasting. Y'all don't get to see me in my Santa hat earlier, and you still don't get to see me in my...
Well, we're going to talk to Tim Foster, I think, in just a minute about that Crest game. I'm going to let Chip take over right here and go through the highlights.
I'm not adjusting no more.
Mm-hmm. Your chair ain't working?
No, I was good, and then you did something.
I did something to your... I didn't do nothing to your chair. We're going to go through the highlights here. I'm going to let Chip take over as we wait on the Crest crew to give us a call at any moment and go over the game.
Big throw.
Started off here, Namaje Thompson with the touchdown. We'll hear the bands play. It might be the Hickory band playing right now at that point.
Not after the touchdown.
Well, I know.
No.
That made it 7-0.
That corner just got burnt.
And then Hickory kicks the field goal here.
Yep.
And that made it 7-3. Then
those where he kicked that field goal from. I'm gonna take you back to a game last week. The field goal kicker kicks that field goal from the right hash. Now, granted, but I'll take you down that road when we.
Well, that made it 7-6. 2 field goals in a row. Then a block punt safety. Hickory leads 8-7. Then Crest scores here on Namaje Thompson 15-8 over Crest. Sneaks it in there right there in your living room. Eli Hamrick then with the next score. This made it 22-8. Hamrick on the keeper. Up the middle.
I love how he got them.
Yeah, he
would say, "I'm right here."
Yep.
Then Hickory cuts the lead after Jaheim Jenkins scores, makes it 22-15 on this Wildcat play from about the 5. Field goal made it 25-15 for the Crest Chargers. So Crest gets to kick a field goal. That's about 35 yards.
It was a
right
30-plus yarder because I remember Tim and Paul and Robbie talking about it last night.
He kicked it from the 34, I think.
That would have been a 44-yarder then.
Up 25-15. Michael Edwards gets missing with 4 minutes left in the game to put the nail in the coffin, making it 32-15. And then Malachi Gamble jumps on with some more scoring, making it 39-15 Chargers.
They were just remembering last year.
And then Rocket Bryce gets loose, and I think we got Tim on the line wheel. I think Rocket's like 5'6" or something like that, and he was gone like Rocket Ishmael on this one. 39-21 is the final for Crest. All right, we lost him. All right, tell him to call back. Who was on the line? I think we had Tim or Robbie. Call back Tim or Robbie, whoever's ever on, whoever my Crest guy is.
It was good to hear Robbie last night.
Yeah,
it was.
Yes, it was.
Awesome to hear Robbie last night.
There's the highlights. We'll watch Rocket Bryce. So we'll have Crest and Shelby both of state championships next week. We don't know, of course,
when,
where,
or where.
But we'll.
I hit up Coach Omar Porter also.
Well, we ain't got all that time. Shelby people got called talk at 11. Y'all got 25 minutes to talk about Crest. I'm just telling you right now because 11 o'clock is Shelby time.
On the timer.
And then 11:30 to the 11:45 is the end of the show.
If we don't,
if y'all want to talk about Crest, y'all got it right now.
If we don't put y'all on a timer, we
11 o'clock is no more Crest time. That's the Shelby guys because they've been out in the cold.
Hey guys, just give me a call. Where my Crest people at?
Tim, Rob, and Paul, one of our guys from the broadcast.
Coach Lord, if you're listening.
Juwan's going to give us a call and talk about that Lincoln game here in a little bit as well. I think some of the Shelby guys may stop by on their way back.
I will say this about and obviously Dennis and Will, this is y'all's department, so definitely want to give y'all a chance to give your say. And obviously a big congratulations to Crest. Thank you for representing the area. And I know there was a lot of frustration. Understandably, I get it. last week, having to go to Belmont. We can have that debate, but I'll tell you, the last 2 weeks, we talked, and Will, you and I talked about this and had a little debate, mild, friendly debate about it. This team in the past 2 weeks in the past 3 weeks, if you count East Gaston as well, has confirmed, validated, and reaffirmed this is a state championship caliber team, and they might have one of the most impressive playoff runs we've ever seen this year, with going to do what they did to East Lincoln, going into Belmont, beating South Point twice this year, the second time in Belmont, and then following that up and going to a pretty darn good home field advantage itself up in Hickory, which probably has the most friendly of relations with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association of any school in the western side of the state.
You're right.
To be able to make this 3-week run and to win handily in pretty much most of these games, look sharp, stay healthy. This team has shown it's shown its moxie. It's an impressive run, and I obviously wish them the very best. This is a state championship caliber team, and I hope they can bring it home.
Amen, Will. He's seen the light at last.
I never said I was wrong.
So me and his discussion was my biggest complaint was everybody knew Chris was the best in the West. Everybody knew, and for them to have to go play all these road games, why are you gonna play a team at their house that you beat in the regular season? Yeah. And why are you gonna play a team that you beat in the regular season that got beat by a team that you beat in the regular season?
But to Chip's point,
but I like that they had to. But I like that they did. I like the reality of that they did it. Yeah. And sorry, Dennis, that might be the point you were trying to make. Go ahead.
Well, to Chip's point, I think I can look back now. The ranking and seeding of Crest as the 4th seed and South Point is the number 1 lit a fire under their proverbial
very easily. Very
easy. Yeah, I think that did spark the guys, a little bit. I was worried about them getting complacent.
Strange things happen at South Point.
I wasn't worried about the complacency. I was worried about that. And even and you know me, and again, I'm not one. I don't like to. If you lose, you lose, and you take ownership of that. You take stock of it. You move forward. But I also do not want to diminish the point that y'all made. And also, I mean, Tom Sinafani talked about it 2 weeks ago. A big home field advantage, and I very much value Tom's perception or perspective as an official himself. When there's a home field crowd and it's rowdy and it's loud, it's just human nature for it to impact your judgment.
And it intimidates, believe it or not. You can say what you want to, but it intimidates the officials on certain calls at crucial times.
Right.
And it's notorious the way it happens in Belmont at South Point.
Or it's just blatant, or it's borderline blatant. This just doesn't seem like they want this team to win. Look at Shelby last week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So, but my statement of them being complacent, because they had went in, they had, I mean, they absolutely demolished South Point.
Good point.
First of the year.
Yeah.
And then for them to say, well, South Point's number 1, after they had demolished them, and them be complacent and say, we just go to the right side. They went into South Point and went to work.
Yeah.
They came in last night, they went to work. They remembered what happened. They remember having that big lead last year.
Yeah.
Well, giving credit to Shelby, they did the same thing tonight. They lost in overtime 1 point to Lincoln. Tonight,
I believe Lincoln came back on. I think Shelby was up pretty handily in that game, weren't they?
And like Will said, they got a little complacent, and Lincoln was able to come back and then go for 2 in overtime
and win that game.
But that wasn't going to set well with Shelby, and Shelby came out tonight and said, "We'll show you."
Yeah.
I hate to interrupt y'all, but we got Tim Foster on the line.
All right,
put him on.
Tim, it's Chip, Will, and Dennis. You got us?
Yeah, hey guys, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How you doing? How's I bet are you still on cloud 9, my friend?
Well, I was just listening to you guys, and you're exactly right. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Crest beat South Point and Hickory within a 6-day stretch. Which is pretty remarkable within itself on the road. Obviously, as you guys talked about in Belmont, and then in Hickory last night, and I think Hickory was smart to move that game up because they tried to play fast last night, and at times they had the Crest defense kind of on the ropes, but they kind of bent but didn't break. And I saw a stat today that Crest has only given up 21 or more points twice this year. Last night, of course, and then the Weddington game early in the year, but battle tested, and they've shown a lot of heart. Games that they may not have been able to finish last year, they did it this year. A very versatile team, and that's why they're the Western champions. So, congratulations to them. Congratulations to Shelby as well. Cleveland County, great the last couple of days.
We looked at and Tim, just to kind of add one final thought on that, and just the opponents they played the last 3 weeks, but they. And I think we all looked at the 5A in terms of this. This is one of the deepest classifications,
for sure.
especially on the western side of the state.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so, but in looking at these, and I think I would argue and say that Crest took on the 3 other top teams in the classification in the past 3 weeks. They took on East Lincoln, South Point, and Hickory on the western side of the state. And just so y'all know, they doubled their scores in those 3 weeks. Crest defeated all 3 of those teams 98 to 49.
And the attitude of the Crest Chargers was, next we got South Point, next we got East Lincoln, next we got Hickory, and now to the state championship. And I hate to tell those fellas, but next
Hunt. That's who they've got next. So.
Yeah, Hunt will be hunting for some points. They won't find them.
Go ahead, Tim.
No, I was just going to say, you think about the state championship, and a lot of people will look at that, and you're right, Dennis. They'll look at the fact that Crest, I think 11 of their 12 victories have been by double digits. The only one they didn't win by double digits was, of course, to Shelby, who's going to the 3A state championship game. And they'll say, well, this will be easy. But I tell you, it's anytime you go on a neutral field and you never Hunt's a team that's they're going to try to play power ball with Crest next week. They're definitely a running team from what I've read and seen so far, but they're 12-2 too, and certainly Crest is a heck of a football team. But you got to be prepared. I know head coach Greg Lloyd will be ready for that, and you would hope, or I would hope. I was kind of hoping that we'd see both these games in Eleanor Ryan next Saturday, but who knows? The state's going to make the decision on that.
Yeah.
I just think that would be a wonderful, awesome day. But state's probably got a little different mindset than I do. Of course, I've got a little Cleveland County bias towards that, but that would be awesome.
I wouldn't, and this is just my opinion on that, Tim. I would not hold your breath on that, and I'm specifically thinking about the 2A, the 4A, and the 1A with Brevard, Robbinsville, and Murphy, all three being far west, comparing and being basically all be mountain teams.
Right.
Two of those three teams are going to end up at Lenore Ryan. Is just my guess.
But knowing the state, they'll be playing in Durham.
Yeah.
So, I think you're probably right about that. And
I just wondering. I think Hunt is the number one, and I'm wondering is that going to weigh any in the placement?
It certainly will for Eastern ranked team, the Eastern side of the state. I don't think it's going to matter that much for the Western side. Call me crazy.
Yeah.
But Tim, I wanted to ask too, real quick, and a couple questions. The first one is the same question I asked you last week, and I know this time of the year, everybody, if you're not playing hurt, you're probably just not playing a lot. But if you're a player, but just in terms of injury wise, how did Crest look coming out of this game, going into the state championship? Did most of their key players and guys in the trenches, do they look like they're going to be? Obviously, I'm sure they're battered and bruised, but did they avoid any major injuries last night?
Yeah, it looked like there wasn't any major injuries. Certainly, it was a very physical game. It's been real physical the last couple of weeks. And I think they've got, a couple of guys that are a little banged up, but nothing major. And they're a very deep team. I thought it was really neat, just showed the depth last night. It's in that fourth quarter when they were up 10 points and that big drive they had early in the fourth quarter. And they brought in Malachi Gamble, the junior, who had not run the whole game. and he just ran right over Hickory. Now, Malachi's a great player, but he just looked like the freshest. You know, his legs were fresher than any player on the field, and that includes the Crest offensive line. You know, Hickory just seemed kind of wore out, and that depth has been a big key for Crest this year.
Yes.
So yeah, bangs and bruises, but I think they're certainly excited. It's been 10 years, guys, and they're going to be trying to get state championship number 7. And I guess for Shelby, gosh, they're going for what, 15, 16? I've lost count. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know what number it's going to be for Shelby, but
I'm sure Jeff will probably tell us when he calls in.
It's a grand number there. But I also, this would be a great. There would never be another first 5A state champion in the state of North Carolina. Yep. So, not only is this going to be this could be, well, it's going to be a historic weekend for Chris. I would love for him to come home with, and I with all purpose. I have no clue what Hunt does. None. I have not seen Hunt touch a ball this year. I've only watched their scores through the playoffs. But I do know, I've watched this Crest team all season, and I do know the caliber players that are at Crest. I know how they play with a lot of emotion and a lot of heart. And I know they had to get some of that emotions checked at the first of the year. And I think Coach Greg Lloyd, he did a phenomenal job getting away from the personal fouls, the penalties,
unsportsmanlike and all that,
and all that stuff, and getting that cleaned up out of the system and everything. So these guys are going out to play, and they're going to be historically. I'm just going to claim it right here. They're going to be historically the first 5A state champions next
and
whatever day we play in.
And
next
speaking
week.
of state champions, Will, guess who's joining us? The Road Warriors,
Mufasa.
Steve Degree.
How you doing, fellas?
Tim?
One of the players had us make for us.
Well, Steve, we got to warn you, this is all Crest to 11
I heard. I can't toss 11, so y'all go ahead.
Go get you some fish or something.
It's all Crest to 11 o'clock, and then we have to yield to the Shelby Golden Line.
I cheered for Crest last night.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Well, we cheered for Shelby tonight.
Well, I'm cheering for both teams right now.
Absolutely, next week is a great week for the county.
I tell you what would be good
for the county.
We'll send Tim and his brother down to do the Shelby broadcast, and we'll send Pasco and Brent down to the Crest game. That's diversity.
We should save that game for April Fools.
That's right. We can certainly do it. You know, you were speaking about Greg Lloyd, and I'll just say, and I'll wrap up. And you guys are doing a great job as always. Just excited for Greg to go to his first state title as a head coach, state title game. And as you mentioned, he's done a phenomenal job with this team because there's certainly, you know, there were a lot of questions after that Ashbrook loss. I think that was a wake up call in some ways as well. They've been really dominant since then on both sides of the ball. And hey, but you can't forget about special teams. Carson Greer kicked a 39-yard field goal last night when it was a 7-point game, guys. That kid, if he misses that, Hickory gets the ball down in possession, it could have been totally different. Special teams has been good this year for Crest also.
Tim, you said, and you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to tell you, and I was listening to you and Paul and Robbie on the broadcast. And first of all, meanwhile, sidebar, fantastic and great to hear Robbie back on the broadcast. He sounded strong, sounded great, and it was a blessing. Glad to hear him back, and it sounded like he's doing well, and glad he was able to join you and Paul in the broadcast. But yeah, that to me, out of all especially the fourth quarter fireworks and all the touchdowns and everything we saw, that field goal to me seemed like the key play in the game. I won't necessarily say it was a momentum switcher, but it was a momentum killer, or momentum at least slowed down any momentum Hickory was trying to build up. Getting that lead back up to 2 scores, even if it was just 10 points, that just seemed like it made the mountain a whole lot more difficult for Hickory to climb that late in the game. And I think that field goal was huge.
It was huge, and remember, right before that, they got a penalty that moved them back. It was 34-yarder, a quick penalty, and then you got to get refocused. And sometimes, you know, those little 5-yard penalties right before can throw a team off, and they're able to get refocused, kick it, and then and seem to really take control from that point on. But it'll take all 3 phases, and it'll take all 3 phases in the 5A championship game next week if they're going to bring it home.
Based on yours and Paul's and Robbie's commentary during that setup for that field goal, it was a quote unquote penalty, I believe, for what y'all said.
Listen, we were complaining, but then I started thinking about Shelby and Easton Randolph, and I felt better.
That's fair.
Let it go. Yeah,
14 penalties to 4, something like that. Yeah, that was a little absurd last week.
Well, Paul, the thing I was proudest about Crest last night, there have been times, you remember last year's game, it was very close up until the end, and Hickory just spurted and made it, a 2-score win, so to speak. But last night, Crest put the pedal to the metal, and they kept it there all the way to the final buzzer.
Yeah, Dennis, they outscored them 17-6 in the second half. And remember, they outscored South Point last Friday 21-0 in the second half. That's the big difference with this year's team, along with the versatility and depth. They're finishing games, Dennis, that they weren't able to do last year. That's a great point.
Again, I will.
Good point.
I will give a big shout out as well to Greg Lloyd, and I know y'all have harped on it, but just thrilled for him. And I think y'all talked about it in the post game show last night. The kind of the coming full circle for Eli Hamrick and the story with his father and everything, and I think correct me if I'm wrong. Are they playing the same team that his dad played in the state championship? Is this
no? They played
okay.
I thought Jacksonville in '94.
Okay, that's right.
Northside Jacksonville was the team that that Wilson Hunt beat, so they would have been interested if Northside Jacksonville would have won.
Yeah. Okay.
But his dad beat Jacksonville in '94 in the when Crest won their first title. Yeah.
But great.
Tim, 2 shout outs I want to give. One, the coaching staff, Coach Toms and the defensive guys don't get enough credit, but the overall staff. And I was listening to you last night, and it dawned on me. I'll put it this way. The Crest offensive and defensive line played great last night. Hats off, tip of the hat to all the guys along the line. It sounds like Steve DeGree now, but it was the offensive and defensive lines who took control of that game last night and made it possible.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They played great, and I thought they got stronger as the game went on. And I think one of the key matchups coming up next weekend with Crest and Hunt is going to be the Hunt offensive line versus that Crest defensive line. Again, Hunt likes to run the ball a lot. They like to have a lot of long possessions, play power ball. We'll see if they can do that against a very deep Crest team. But you're right, Dennis. That was key last night.
And we talked, and Tim, as you talked about, we were alluding to the path that Crest has taken to get to this point, specifically, and you're talking about a run-based team like Hunt that they're going to go up against, or at least what we've heard about Hunt. And again, we can complain about where the game was played last week all we want to, but playing a team like South Point, showing that we could beat them twice, that's got to give that defense a lot of confidence to handle a run-based offense or a ground-and-pound type offense. And now, obviously, the Redbone I bet Hunt doesn't come out and run the same offense, but being able to keep a team that's on the ground like that at bay twice this year's got to give the Chargers a lot of confidence going up against a team that apparently has the same MO.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about that, guys, and Chip, and Crest defense has really been underrated all year. I mean, it's mainly because the offense has scored so many points, but they've had a lot of takeaways throughout the season and the playoffs. We thought Paxton Dobbins had a big game last night, but there's been, when you got Pettis and you got Surratt, when I'm going to Duke, when I'm going to State. Gunter's a great linebacker. I mean, they're just really solid, and I think I saw, guys, they're only giving up about 13 points a game this year going in to this state championship game. So you're right, very physical. They just got all the pieces you need to try to win a state title.
And Eli talked about it last night in the post-game interview. He said there's no weak spots on this team, and that's what you want. And it looks, again, like you said, for the most part, they look like they're going in healthy. They should be full bore going into the state championship. We wish them nothing but the best. Wish Coach Lloyd a good week, and the entire coaching staff, as Dennis alluded to, a good week of preparation. Tim, any final thoughts or anything else you want to add?
No, I just, it's been a great last couple of days. I'm just so excited again for Cleveland County, and it's so awesome when you've got two teams. We've seen this in years past with Crest and Shelby. We saw it with Crest and Burns back in in '94. It's just awesome. I go back to the point. I'd love to see them both play in the same stadium. I know it's probably not going to happen, but I wish
we had
both
that
teams
stadium
all the best.
filled up.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be filled to the rim for both games.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be awesome. But I just wish them both the best of luck. I think they both have great chances to bring home state titles, and it's been a phenomenal year. And I appreciate you guys giving me a little time tonight. It's going to be a great weekend next weekend.
All right, Tim. We appreciate it. Thanks so much as always for calling in. Give us the recap. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Go Chargers.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Now, I'm going to agree with you real quick, because if they'll put the Cleveland County teams in Lenore-Ryan, the state of North Carolina will sell more hot dogs.
Oh, my goodness.
They'll sell more hot dogs than the local athletic directors around here could count.
Yep.
I know the local ADs around here love selling hot dogs, but dang it, if they both in Lenore-Ryan, there's going to be some hot dogs sold in Hickory.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
right, guys.
if they were and I have a feeling if Cleveland County was in the East, that would probably happen.
That would.
I'm not confident it's going to happen.
I don't think we have
a chance.
Cleveland County is probably, and I'm not going to bite my tongue with this. Cleveland County is probably one of the strongest county in North Carolina for football.
Sure.
We're one of the strongest
Historically,
counties.
we've shown. I mean,
the championships are here to back that up.
I'm a transplant, and I would concede that. I mean, that's
Right.
just that's
But Chip,
you don't have wild squirrels.
And in Chapel Hill, they don't really recognize what goes on
east of I-85.
Yeah.
Maybe to Hickory.
It's probably east of 95 for them.
Well, but from stuff that, and again, I'll get off of the conspiracy stuff, but the stuff we dealt with, some of the mountain schools that dealt with, and not just Irwin, but in other sports as well. Most of it runs the eastern side of the state, rather the Triangle area. Again, they don't go past 85, except they'll go the northern part to Hickory.
Where is the headquarters? Where is the legislature? Everything's loaded to the Raleigh area.
Yeah. So, well, guys, we're running up on the clock for our crest moment. Do y'all have any final thoughts y'all want to say?
We got 5 minutes, Will. Let it
No,
rip.
you got 1 minute.
We got 1 minute. We got to go to commercial.
Okay.
We got to get our sponsors.
Final word, Will.
My final word is that to Coach Lloyd and all the rest of the coaching staff, congratulations. Job well done this season. But this job is not finished. Bring that state championship home.
Well, my unsung hero of this whole year, Beth Lloyd. She's took care of Mr. Lloyd, Coach Lloyd this year.
You know what? You're right. Beth she's done an extraordinary amount of work for and
that scoreboard. She worked her
tail off putting all that, getting that scoreboard and stuff. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Coach's wife, unrecognized. Beth, this is your shining moment, dear.
All right, good deal. We appreciate it. And Dennis, Will, thank y'all for the take on it. Also, and I would just want to thank or congratulate once again Coach Lloyd. Crest community, I think you do. I hope you appreciate and realize what you have in Coach Lloyd. I hope that, and being thankful that they've got him. So.
Unlike some people, we do.
Well, all right. Well,
I just want to add one thing that for Crest moment, I just want to add that because every hour say that Coach Lloyd could never win the big one. That's what he said at Kings Mountain, but Coach Lloyd going to show y'all different.
Hope so.
Hey, we're here for it. We're here for it. That's why he came home. That's why he's at Crest. This is where he's supposed to be in before he got that.
And if he wins one, that's more than some people got.
That's right.
We got Coach. You heard him. Coach Steve DeGree's in the house. We're going to switch gears to the other Cleveland County team that was victorious this evening, the Shelby Golden Lions. We'll be right back here. You're listening to the full Throttle Powersports of Lowell post-game show. We'll be right back. KTC Broadcasting.
You're listening to The Boss, WHS, Shelby, North Carolina, your beach oldies and sports stations. Online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
From the KTC Broadcasting Weather Center, here's your forecast for Cleveland and Gaston counties. Cloudy skies tonight with patchy fog, the low around 32. Cloudy on Saturday with a high of 47. For Saturday night, mostly cloudy, the low around 31. Looking ahead to Sunday, some sunshine and clouds with a high near 48. From the KTC Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Johnny Cottle for WOHS and WCSL.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's
10:56, and the temperature is 35 degrees.
To get that high grass cut down, you need an attack cat. Like a new Bobcat mower from Hojo Outdoor Power in Shelby. Jump on that grass with a new Bobcat. Come check out their line of Bobcat zero-turn mowers with financing at 0% for up to 48 months. There's nothing like a Bobcat. From Hojo Outdoor Power, 110 Greg Street off South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Online at hojopower.com. Like them on Facebook too. Hojo Outdoor Power is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Closed Saturday and Sunday.
Hojo Outdoor Power will be closed December 25th and 26th for Christmas, and again New Year's Day, January 1st.
At Coyote, we're going to treat you like dirt because we hold dirt in the highest regard. We're honored to find it under our fingernails, lucky to be caked in it at day's end. It keeps us humble, honest. Dirt gets taken for granted by most, but if you know us, you know getting treated like dirt means getting treated with respect. Coyote, we dig dirt.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, Highway 27 intersection west in Vale. For 17 straight years, Via Health Partners has been voted #1 in hospice. There's got to be a reason. Via Health Partners provides exceptional care. The comfort of their patients is their top concern, and that's why they offer hospice care wherever a patient calls home. Via Health Partners is there where you need them and when you need them. Find out more by visiting their website at viahp.org. Again, viahp.org. Voted #1 in hospice for 17 straight years. Via Health Partners, founded as Hospice of Cleveland County.
And we're back on the Full Throttle Powersports post-game show with the Mafia. And we have Mufasa in the building.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, JP. Thank you very much. Coach Steve Degree in the house.
Mufasa.
Just returning from a victorious
thank you, JP.
30-0 win. We need to run real quick, Coach, before we go down the score, before we get into the Shelby game. We didn't actually finish all these scores, so I'll run down those real quick again. In the 1A, with no game for the 1A this week. They had the bye week. Robbinsville and Wilson Prep will take on each other in the 1A state championship next weekend. In the 2A, it was all chalk in the games, and the chalk won. 1 seed Murphy in the West defeats #2 Starmount 14-2. They will take on #1 seed from the East Tarboro, who shut out Warren County 40-0. That's your 2A state championship, Murphy versus Tarboro. In the 3A, the Shelby Golden Lions victorious at Lincoln, get a little bit of revenge on the Wolves as they defeat Lincolnton, shut them out at Lincolnton tonight, 30-0. They will take on Kinston, who defeats Keenan this evening, 30-7. So in the 3A, it's a 10 seed versus a 14 seed. Good job, North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Well, they did actually. Most of the seeds. It's a lot of chalk here across the board in a lot of the other classifications. 3A was just 3A was their swing and miss, but it will be Shelby versus Kinston in the 3A state championship next week. In the 4A, the Blue Devil Bowl, as Tom Sinifani coined it in the pregame show, Brevard remains undefeated, defeats Maiden 30-13. Congratulations, Brevard. You get to take on Reedsville next week. So both #1 seeds, Brevard in the West, Reedsville in the East. Reedsville squeaks out a 23-21 victory over #2 seed West Craven in the East. So it'll be Reedsville versus Brevard in the 4A state championship next week. In the 5A, games last night, Crest, we just got done talking with Tim Foster. Crest defeats Hickory at Hickory, 39-21. They will take on the East #1 seed Hunt Warriors, who defeat Northside Jacksonville 20-7 last night. So Crest and Hunt in the 5A state championship. The 6A, we do not know that game yet for the state championship. Those games are going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. In the West, #1 seed Watauga will host #2 seed Northern Guilford. It's all chalk in the West. While in the East, it's #1 seed Jacksonville taking on #3 seed Middle Creek. Winner of those two games will take on each other next week in the 6A state championship. In the 7A, it was #1 seed Grimsley defeating the Carolina Panthers. The Weddington Warriors 13-7. but Grimsley will take on Clayton. Clayton upsets Cardinal Gibbons 35-32. Cardinal Gibbons was #1 seed in the East. So it'll be Clayton versus Grimsley in the 7A state championship. In the 8A, they did not play this weekend as these two teams won last weekend, had a bye week. It'll be Huff The Huskies, the number 1 seed in the West, taking on the number 3 seed in the East, Millbrook. That will be your 8A state championship. And those are all your breakdowns of the games that have been played. We still have the 6A to figure out. But moving on from that, Coach Steve DeGree, welcome to the studio, and congratulations on a 30-0 shutout of the Lincolnton Wolves.
I am so proud of the young man from Shelby. Those guys really put the work in ever since we lost to Monroe last year. Those guys have been working the summer, working their tails off every day in the weight room, and we didn't want this. We've been the only senior class that's never played for a state championship in I don't know how long, many years at Shelby High, and I had made a statement earlier in the year we wanted for land. And land, if you're listening, young man, I am so proud of you. Your leadership ability alone speaks for itself. And those guys were just unbelievable. And it was a great defensive effort. It was a great coaching job by our coaching staff. We knew exactly what formation they lined up in, what they was going to do. Mm-hmm. And they worked it with perfection. We know if they came out if they put number 3 in the backfield or if they go empty, most time they're going to run the quarterback. And we just have to, tackle them.
Yeah.
And you see they had the ball inside the 5 a couple times, couldn't get it in. And I just tell you, man, that's why I do what I do, Chip.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason I go to Shelby High School every day. People say, well, you don't get paid, this. I don't care nothing about that. I just want these kids to really, really enjoy themselves and have a great ball game. That's my pastor right there, Carly.
Congratulations.
That's
real quick, Steve.
That's my pastor, Reverend Dover, who's a Crest fan, calling to congratulate me because we have a young man to go to our church, Tyson Williams, number 24. And I know our pastor's real proud of him. So I know Reverend Dover went to the Crest game last night. He told me he's going to come to the Shelby game tonight. I don't know if he came or not. But anyway, I just want to let everybody know that our kids really bought into what we're doing. And sometimes things don't always go your way. But I tell them the cream always rises to the top.
That's right.
The cream will rise to the top.
Hold that thought, Steve. We definitely want to get more of your input and more of your take on this game. We also have, speaking of coaches, we have the coach Jeff Jones on the line right now.
All right.
So I believe so. Jeff, we got you.
That's my man.
Yeah.
Jeff,
hope you can hear me.
Good evening, sir. We can hear you, and I'm going to try not to interrupt you like I did so much last week. So, all right.
That's okay.
Tell us a little bit about the game, my friend, from yours and Brent's perspective.
Yes, sir.
Well, it was a defensive masterpiece. I mean, Shelby really, I was listening to what Steve had to say. It was obvious that they really had a beat on what they were going to do. And I talked to Coach Wilbanks last week and then this week, and he said, he thought that they tried not to they tried to contain the quarterback, and he thought maybe they should have rushed him a little bit more and contained him, and they did that tonight. They put him in some really uncomfortable situations. Now, he's a great athlete though, because he got out of some tough situations, and but by the second half, I thought he got really frustrated because he was trying to run before he had to, and Shelby did a really nice job of coming at him from the sides, and the defensive tackles had a great ball game as far as there wasn't any room for him to run up in the middle. And so it was the defense. I mean, I don't know anybody that thought that was going to be a shutout.
Yeah.
Because the one thing at Lincoln was averaging, I think, about 40 points a game. And Shelby's given up about 20 points a game. But what a great defensive game plan. And then on top of that, they ran the ball, which they did the first time. Shelby ran the ball a lot the first time, but Brent was talking about the running back that had the most yards for Lincoln. He didn't play in the first game, and then Woods for us didn't play in the first game. So the two big running backs for each team, they didn't even play in the first ball game. But it was really a good game, and I think the turning point when Shelby held them 4 times inside the 10-yard line, and that's the thing, if people were trying to watch it, we went off the air. And Lincoln had the ball inside the 10-yard line and had 4 shots at it and didn't get it in, and so Shelby led 17-0 at halftime.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Kevin kind of touched on it at the opening of the show. We certainly apologize for the inconvenience for a lot of the folks who are trying to catch the game at home. You know, there's only so much. Technology is a wonderful thing when it works for you, and there's only so much we can control with the internet and access and all the things going on with the schools. And when everybody's in this day and age, when everybody's getting on their phones and using up the data and around the area, it makes the bandwidth that's available. It makes it the literal bandwidth that you're trying to use to broadcast. It makes it very challenging for y'all.
Well, you did get the whole second half, though, right?
Yeah. Yes, pretty much the entire second half. What we saw, we were able to see.
My understanding was the second half was good, and it was. I mean, again, Land Farmer. Again, I say what Steve said. A great leader. He's made such good decisions all through. I mean, since the Burns game, and what was he, Brent? 11 for 15. I think he started 1 for 4. And he finished up 11 for 15. And then he rushed it. He had 6 first downs. The first 5 first downs Shelby had, 4 of them were Land Farmer rushing, and 2 of them were 3rd and 6s. And he just, he really is a load to tackle. And that's the thing that he's really added this year, especially since the Burns game. He's done a great job pulling it out of the belly of the running back and then taking off. And also when he's gotten a little bit of pressure, he's really learned, especially the last 3 weeks, to step up in the middle, and then things open up. And he's really surprised some people, with his speed. I mean, not only his ability to run over people, but his speed. And he's done a great job. And then what do you say about Jonas Woods? I mean, he ran and ran and ran, and again, Shelby going in, not sure what was going to happen with their 3-headed monster receivers, and they, 2 of the 3 played. They all made good plays, but Shelby's offense and defensive front really shone tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and what you talked about, Land, and I'll touch on this here in a little bit as well, but he could really, and I know Coach DeGree will probably touch on this too, but he very much, the experience that he's had, the mental growth that he's had. That first game, I think he felt the pressure of all the expectations. The very first game of the year had the pressure of all those expectations. It was really trying to force the issue and push the issue. And I think it just led to a bad game. But he rebounded from that all season long and has learned from that. He's had a phenomenal season, and he's going to be an X factor for this team. The experience, his dual threat ability, I guess, from that position is going to be, it could be a difference maker for this team. And just how the team's grown and matured, especially coming into the playoffs. Steve and I talked about it going into the week or two, but going into the playoffs, that we saw a lot of those kind of extracurricular flags that were occurring after the play, the unsportsmanlike conducts. And I was very, very fearful with this team that if one of those occurred at the wrong time against the wrong opponent in the playoffs, it was going to cost them a game. And they have cleaned that up. They have looked so focused, so sharp, and they've really tried to avoid those mental mistakes and the types of penalties that are just unnecessary and can cost you a game. They've really let their play do the talking, and that all of that just come together at the right time of the year.
You're right. They really cut back on the talking penalties. Mm-hmm. We had a couple of penalties for late hits, and if you were listening, you tell Brent and I were not big fans of those, because it's that quarterback, and he's so elusive, and he gets over there on the sideline. Well, you don't know if he's going to go out of bounds, and we had 2 different times we hit him hard and knocked him out of bounds, but we knocked him out of bounds. And they called both times. They said a late hit out of bounds, but again, it all worked out. But our penalties again tonight were not the silly, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. You don't like a 15-yard penalty, but they were penalties going after people, and you can live with that a lot more.
It's also nice when you don't have 14 penalties to 4, right?
It was 18 to 4.
Oh, I'm sorry, I said 40. 18 to 4. That's right. Yeah, I'm shying them 4 penalties. That's exactly right.
So the Golden Lions are now they're going to play in their 17th state championship since 1986. And they're 12-4 in those state championship games, hoping to get lucky number 13 in the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. They've got 5 Western Association championships, and so it'd be a nice time to go for state championship number 18. Overall,
so I'm all right. And this is a transplant question here. I'm not from Cleveland, so I know they're up there. Do they have? How close are they, or are they the record holder for the most state championships of any school in the state? Okay.
Reedsville.
Okay, that's right. Well, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they've got the most, and all theirs are in the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Shelby was in the Western North Carolina High School Activities Association.
Okay.
And they, like I say, they won 5 Western championships, and then they've won 12 state championships since they rejoined the association in 1977.
Very cool.
And they've got the most. Shelby's got the most wins of any team in North Carolina.
And the
They've
whole
got the
state of
most
North
wins,
Carolina.
and the second most championships.
Very cool. All right. Well, let's see if they can let's see if they can cut into that lead a little bit next week, and I'd love to see that. So, well, Jeff.
Yeah, and Shelby had come just short the last 2 years. I mean, they went up to Reedsville 2 years ago, and Reedsville popped them. And then last year they hosted Monroe, and that was a really good Monroe team. Shelby just could not hang with them the entire game. But so it's nice to get back, because that was back-to-back losses in the Western Finals, and that's a rough time to lose, because you're so close to that state championship game. In some ways, it's the worst round to lose, because you're just like, man, if we won that, we get to the next, the state championship.
Yeah. Well, we and you make a point, or a good point too, about. Well, and I just my mind just went blank on that. I was trying to think of what you were referring to with the game last year, and ironically, and I want to say Burns might have played Monroe early last year, like it was in one of their non-conference games, because ironically, I can remember the Saturday morning after Burns, I want to say Burns played Monroe, Tom Sinafani came into the studio. We were getting ready for Saturday morning, and Tom looked at Kevin and Terry and I, and he was like, that Monroe team's good. That Monroe team's going to be tough to stop. And he had said it. I mean, it was like week 2 or week 3 of the season, and it ended up coming back.
They were really good.
Yeah, it just came back. His prediction came back.
If they could run it, they had a couple of guys. If they got in your secondary, they were going to be kicking extra point. and we went down and scored the first time we had the ball. We led them 7-0.
Yep.
And that was the only lead we had, though, because we hung with them and got into the early fourth quarter and had a couple of long runs, and that was pretty much it. But and then they won state championship. You don't like losing in the regionals, but it makes it sting a little bit less when that team that beat you wins the state championship.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, I agree very much with that. So, well, Jeff, anything else you or Brent or anything? Did y'all have a player of the game?
Well, Land Farmer was a player of the game, and Brent will text you his actual stat line.
Okay.
And,
sorry if you said that already. I missed it if you said he was a player of the game.
That's okay, but we really appreciate all the help you gave us. You sent like all the reinforcements to try to help us get back on the air, and we really appreciate that. And got to give a big thumbs up to Trent Marty.
Yeah,
running all the cameras and things, and what a great job he did. So again, we're looking forward to one more week. Hopefully, we'll find out soon where and when we're going to be going. But I'm like you. I don't think we'll be going to Hickory. There is a possibility that maybe we might go to Chapel Hill and play a Friday.
I think there's, and I think that I don't hold out a lot of hope that the North Carolina Athletic Association is going to do things that make a lot of sense here. I do, at least in regards to Cleveland County. I do think with Murphy, Brevard, and Robbinsville, those three schools being so up in the mountains, 2 of those 3 will end up at Lenoir-Rhyne would be my guess. I
don't think the 1A will because they played last week. I bet they're going to play on Thursday night.
You think they'll be one of the first games?
Going to be
like them in the 8A?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a good guess.
I can give you a stats. Land Farmer was 11 for 15, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he rushed for 85 yards as well.
Nice. That sounds.
That's a heck of a night.
Typical Land Farmer night. That sounds pretty good.
Now he rushed for more yards than that. They counted them kneel downs off on him.
No, generally that's a team. We count that as a team.
Oh, okay.
Team lost yards.
Yeah. So
anyway, it was a great game. Any other questions, guys?
No.
Yeah.
We're about to pull in.
How many yards did Jonas have?
How many yards did Jonas have? 142.
So that should get
touchdowns, 142 yards rushing.
So they should give him 1,000 for the year.
For 17 yards. I think he needs a few more. I think he needed about one. I think he needed like 160 something last week.
That's amazing. Yardage. That's amazing coming in when he came in and has already got 1,000 yards. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah, he's close. He's got to get maybe 20 or 30. I think in the state championship game.
I was telling him about Day Brooks. Same situation.
Yeah,
he had 1,000 yards in the preseason. I mean, in the playoffs by itself. Because you got to run the ball in the playoffs. You got to run the ball.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I appreciate it, and we look forward to. Brent and I will be looking forward to broadcasting from someplace next week.
We would love. Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate it. Thanks for all the work you and Brent have done. That y'all have been phenomenal this year as always. Love listening to y'all. You know, great partnership and keep up the good work. One more week to go, and a shout out as well to Paul and I didn't say it earlier, but to Paul and Tim, especially having Robbie back for the Crest game. Just great work for all of our broadcasters. Matt Royster, Tom Sindefani with Burns this year, Jawan Wilson and Brian Faree with Cherryville. Just great shout. David Potter and Scott Tudor with our Lincoln County broadcast. Just great work, as well as our Rutherford County guys. Great work you guys do week in and week out, dealing with the weather, having to battle the elements on the people who won't let you into the quote unquote press box every week. So we greatly really appreciate all the work and the prep y'all do. You know, driving up to learn more about Mayberry the week before the game with Mount Airy and getting your tent set up for the game the next night. Just really appreciate all the work each of y'all did, and Jeff and Brent, y'all are top of the class.
All right, thanks a lot. We look forward to next week.
All right, take care, Coach Jeff Jones. Right, we're going to take a break here. We'll be right. We still want to get more thoughts from Coach Steve DeGree on his thoughts with the Shelby Golden Lions victorious against Lincoln Wolves as they head to the 3A state championship next weekend. We're going to take a break. You're listening to the Full Throttle Powersports of Lowell post-game show. We'll be right back on KTC Broadcasting.
The Clay Barnett Funeral Home in Shelby gives you 5 reasons to choose acclimation over cremation. Acclimation is a gentle, dignified process. It's a process that uses 95% water instead of fire. 20% more ash remains are returned to the family. It is a green process with no emissions and no harmful greenhouse gases. And acclimation prices start at $25.95, and payment plans are available with credit approval. Consider acclimation, exclusively offered by Clay Barnett Funeral Home. Online at claybarnett.com with locations at 303 Pfeiffer Road, Kings Mountain, and 1401 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Sure, there's great service department specials at Marburger Chevrolet in Shelby. But before we get into those, we got to talk about the great deals on the new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks. Now get 2.9% APR financing for 72 months. Now back to the service. Saturday morning oil changes, $59.95. North Carolina inspections, $10 every day. Hey, pre-owned vehicles start at $9,900. Marburger Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, your hometown dealer, locally owned and operated, online at marburgerchevy.net.
Some people say there are doers, and there are dreamers. But what's wrong with a little dreaming, especially when it's shared? With hard work, little dreams grow into big ones. At Kubota, we know that your work never stops, and we're inspired by those who dream. But our equipment is built for dreamers and doers like you. Kubota, built for those who do.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, Kings Mountain. Norris Merchandise in Shelby has gifts for everyone, and we mean everyone. See the new Ranger Turtle Boxes in all colors, $250. Ariat Conceal and Carry Vest start at $50. A 3-piece old-timer knife collector set is $24.99. You'll also find Ariat men's and women's slippers for just $59.99. Ariat Select Rebar Jackets are $79.99, and Wrangler purses start at $29.99. Norris Merchandise, 2011 South Lafayette Street, Highway 18 south of Shelby. Online at norrismerchandise.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
Cleveland County Garage Doors wishes you a Christmas that is merry and bright. We hope you have a safe and relaxing holiday season, and we hope all your Christmas wishes come true. We bring you peace, joy, and love during Christmas and always. Christmas is the day that holds all time together. Merry Christmas to all from Cleveland County Garage Doors, 212 East Stagecoach Trail in Lawndale. Call 704-472-9367, your garage door supplier for this area.
And we're back on the Throttle Powersports post-game show.
Thank you, JP. Welcome back. Now let's get sorry we interrupted you earlier, Coach. And thank you. Nice, Kevin. Very nice. the boss is in the house. So welcome back, Steve Degree, and appreciate your early thoughts on that. Just kind of continue any additional thoughts or kind of your take on the game. And I asked you about this off the air, but I asked Tim Foster about it with Crest. You know, we're going into a big game next week. It's been a long season. Nobody's 100% at this point, but in terms of the injury bug, is Shelby, how do y'all look in terms of your key players and your starters? Y'all look like in decent shape and health-wise. Are y'all going into the state championship as full strength as you can be at this point?
Yep, got a little nicks, bruises like everybody else, but all the kids that played tonight survived the game tonight, so we're going to win with what we got. Then we also got Jalen Tate came in to play tonight.
That was a good sign.
He hadn't played since we played Lincoln the last time. Scored the 4 touchdowns, and my main thing was how great our defense played. You just have to be there every day with Malachi Hopper, number 55. Man, the coaches be on him. He's got so much talent. Like that's Malachi Hopper's younger brother.
Porky.
Of course, he's a lot bigger than Malachi. He's only a junior, and his job is to bottle the hole up to let Land to make all the tackles. But tonight, he had a quarterback sack.
Yes, sir.
He got his name called out a lot tonight, and I'm so proud of him because we stay on him all the time. All the time we're on this young man's back because we see the potential in him.
Yeah.
And so tonight he played his heart out. The whole defensive line, Krishan Harris, he had to play both ways. So we told him make sure you stay hydrated. And then Kendrick Raper played both ways, and T. Hollifield played offensive defense. So the defensive staff mixed in stuff. We got a lot of our defensive staff played at the next level. We got Van Eskridge, who's Shelby's all-time leading interceptor.
East Carolina.
He's our defensive back coach, along with Larry Raper. So both of those guys play college football. Then we got Coach Barkley. He's our new defensive coordinator. I think he played maybe at Liberty somewhere in Virginia. And then we got the old man, Coach Hollifield. The enforcer, I call him the enforcer. He's our defensive line coach. And then we also got Doran Davis, who probably had 6 or 7 years of college experience playing defensive back. I think he tried out for the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
So we got great defensive mind, and like I told y'all before, we hit the jackpot when we got Sam Baldry. Sam Baldry is still at Gardner Webb trying to finish up his degree, but guys, we hit the jackpot when we got him because he's not this much more older than these kids, and he can really, really relate to them, and he's on them constantly every day. My hat's off to Sam Baldry. We just got a great. I hope I didn't need none of the defensive coaches. I don't think I did. We just got a great defensive line coach, and it's just owned every day. Of course, Coach Will Banks. he helps with the offense and the defense. Then our offensive coach is Coach Donaway. Like I told y'all before, he started 44 straight games playing offensive line to Gardner Webb. So the man knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Then we got Coach Collins, our receiver coach. And we got Coach Scott, who's in Appalachian Hall of Fame.
Coach Damon, yeah.
Yeah. And
he's also my insurance agent.
Right. and also, hey, we got one of the smartest men ever called plays. That's Coach Blue, Coach Chris Emery. He's the offensive coordinator. And he called the play, and I said, great call,
Hey,
Coach.
hats off to Coach Emery.
I said, great call, Coach. I mean, it was one beautiful play when we lined up Renzo at tight end. And did it. That's the only time we threw it, probably in the fourth quarter. And did like a little tight end delay. Great, I mean, beautiful call. And we just got the first down, and he just fell out, so we couldn't run the clock out. That was beautiful. That was an excellent call.
Yeah.
And then I think I got all the coaches. I'm not for sure.
Did you
go ahead?
Now you went through all the other coaches, but I didn't hear you call Coach Wilbanks.
I did. I said Wilbanks.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
He called Coach Wilbanks.
He says he does helps with both offense and the defense.
And I'm gonna tell you something about Coach Wilbanks, guys. He's a great godly man.
Yeah.
That's what separates him from the rest of the coaches.
Yeah.
He always used Bible quotes.
Yeah.
Tell his kids about about different things, about Nehemiah stand on the wall, and about Gillian, the guy that started out with so many soldiers.
Gideon.
He just does all kinds of stuff that most coaches wouldn't do. Now, like I said, on Wednesday, we have worship Wednesday. We always close practice with a prayer on Wednesday. And I just think all this stuff he's doing is really, really helping. And that's one reason I be there every day, guys. I feel like if I don't go, I'm letting them down, even though I'm there. But I be with Coach Donaway on the offensive line. But I tell you what, guys, it's not like it is nothing like being with the Shelby High School. It's nothing like it.
Well, Steve, I'll say this, and I'm going to include most of the coaches I know. It's not just about knocking heads in football.
Right.
It's about training young men to be young men and good citizens and good fathers.
Husbands and fathers.
Yes.
That's right.
You've been there long enough that you've seen a lot of these guys. You mentioned some of them. You train them up. It's like the old Bible thing.
Train them up a child.
Train them up right, and they'll come back and be a blessing to you. And that's what you've done over the years at Shelby. We try to do that at Crest. I'm sure, Burns, and I'll even throw Kings Mountain in there. The coaches that you've had try to bring these young men into a family, and you become their daddy, if you will, because some of these kids don't have daddies.
Right. And I have one young player. I normally take him home 3 times out of the week. It gets me a good rapport with this young man, and he's only a sophomore, so and stuff like that as coaches that we have to do. Sometimes you think you're not getting through to the kids, but when they come up and show out, the only day they show up today, they showed up and showed out.
Mm-hmm.
As we say. And I'm just so proud of them, and I'm just got so much joy right now. Probably won't be able to sleep tonight, guys, because they had so many doubters, man. They doubted us at the beginning of the season when we was 0-2.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
One thing I would say,
and it was their own fans. It was their own fans.
Because
that's what
including in this studio, guys.
Because and then the one thing too, Coach Wilbanks told these guys. If y'all remember 2013, we had one home game. And then we went on the road. Same situation. He told these kids, we've done this before. It ain't like this ain't our first rodeo. We don't mind going to your house, kicking off your coffee table. We don't. That's what we do. We're the goal line. We built for that. So it doesn't matter. We don't care who we play or where we playing, because you know what? They got to put 11 on the field, just like we do.
Hey, Will, if we went back to the first couple of weeks of this year and kind of got some recordings or timestamps of our post-game show, we could make a whole segment of bad picks. I'm pretty sure.
They did. Yeah. I remember.
Bad conversations on it.
I remember.
Well, and Coach, I know, and I asked you about injuries specifically. I know there was one specifically I was thinking about that I felt like he got dinged up last week. Man did. Did Man play? I thought I heard he played tonight.
Man played tonight.
He scored the first touchdown.
That's right. That's yeah. Okay. I thought I remembered.
That's Coach Collins' boy.
Yeah, Coach Collins.
So.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Coach Scott. Coach Collins. Dawson. I'm sorry, Coach Collins. He played at Gardner-Webb, and he also played for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted me to, he's our coach that warms us up and stuff. This man is so incredible.
He's a ball of energy.
And I'm telling you, he holds our receiver for responsible.
Absolutely.
If you drop one, you coming out. You know what I'm saying? But tonight, okay, like maybe Raper missed a couple, but he stuck with him. You know what I'm saying? He stuck with him. And I told Larry on the side. I told Kendrick on the sideline. I said, "You ain't gonna drop him all."
It's okay. I call him Little Larry too.
Yeah, I said, you're not gonna drop him all. You notice he got an extra gear. And fellas, he didn't play when we played Lincoln the first time. Y'all don't remember that. He did not play.
Yeah.
But he played tonight. And did he play?
Oh yeah.
Yes. So my defensive player of the game to me was Malachi Hopper, even though Lane Hollifield had a lot of tackles.
Yeah. I watched the game tonight. My defensive player, and if his daddy don't like it, we can fight.
I want to see that. Can you sell tickets?
Is the Williams kid.
Tyson
Williams.
Oh, man.
His jersey almost got ripped off him, and he did not stop. And just word to Tyrese, who was a former player of mine, I heard that you wasn't going to feed that youngin'. I remember many of blocks that you didn't make, and we still fed you. So that youngin' better eat this week. Just putting it out in the air.
If he don't feed him, I will.
If he gonna eat. I promise you, he gonna eat this week.
Young man, he's got a lot of offers already. He's only a sophomore. Him and T.
He's an awesome. It's awesome kid.
Awesome kid. He's an awesome kid. He goes to my church too. Like I was telling him, our pastor went to watch him play. He's on our usher. He's in our usher, but go to Sunday school. Great kid, man. Yes sir, no sir kind of kid. Him and T. Hollifield, they pretty good friends. Both of them sophomores. So most time when one go visit the college, they will always go together, and they battle out every day in practice. Every day, they one play tackle, one play in. So they line up across from each other, or sometimes they flip flop, and then Noah Gardner will line in front of T. And we just got some great kids, and the hardest hitting guy on our team was number 2, Derek Key. He'll put the wood to you, brother. Number 2. He would put the wood to you. We got a lot of great kids at Shelby High.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when you were naming coaches, you left out one fella.
Who did I live out?
Yourself.
Steve Degree.
Yourself. Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, I don't.
Hey, Coach.
I don't. I'm
hey,
just.
Coach.
Look,
you show up every. No, I'm not going to let you do that to yourself. No. You show up every day. You are never a Shelby. You always have ever since I known you. And I came up knowing you. You knew me when I first started coaching, and you've always have been there for the Shelby High football team.
Even when his son played at Crest,
even when his son,
he was at Shelby.
You stood in there. You've been around them kids, and you've taught them how to play. You pulled on them. You told them the right things to do when they was getting all those. You got in some of them's ear. You got them up close. You pulled them together. You deserve credit too. So don't downplay yourself. And I don't want you to try to clean up, humble it. I understand you humble, and I understand you just love being around the program.
I do.
But we're happy to have you on that staff over there, and we enjoy you coming here. We appreciate you, and man, hey,
you can't
hats off to you, man.
That's right.
Because you just as big as part as everybody else is on that coaching.
You can't run down that entire list of coaching staff, coach, and not include you. And I understand it's not for you to say, but we need to include that coaching staff.
We said it for you.
Yeah, and we'll guys, we'll come back. We got one last segment we're going to do. We need to take one more break before we wrap the show up. But and get Coach Degree's final thoughts on it, and also we'll get kind of our final thoughts as we head into state championship weekend.
Little Cam.
Yeah, we definitely you and I both, brother. All right, let's take a quick, one more break here, and then we'll wrap up the show as we come back. You're listening to the Full Throttle Powersports postgame show here on KTC Broadcasting.
Do you want to have a tremendous Christmas? Well, you can with a Christmas tree from Spake Farms. Spake Farms is now open, and they have a great selection of beautiful, fresh-cut North Carolina Fraser firs. Plus, you'll find wreaths in all sizes, pine and Fraser fir roping, live Doug trees, bows, and tree stands. Yes, it will be a tremendous Christmas with a tree from Spake Farms. Highway 150 East, a quarter mile above the YMCA in Shelby. Pack your bags, it's time to move. Move into your new home from Oakwood Homes in Shelby. They have a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home with 1,800 square feet of living space located at 110 Ashland Court in Shelby and sell priced at $289. And Oakwood Homes now has 4 new Oakwood homes in Drake Circle in Shelby, all ready to move into. And on the lot, check out the red tag sale. You can save thousands of dollars on your new dream home. From Oakwood Homes of Shelby, 1839 East Dixon Boulevard, online at oakwoodhomesofshelby.com. Just in time for Christmas, Card Guys in Gastonia is having an inventory year-end blowout sale. What's on sale? Well, mention this radio ad and everything is on sale. Yes, mention this radio ad and take 10% off anything in the store. Golf carts, motorcycles, e-bikes, ATVs, side-by-sides, Liberty buildings, and get this, all trailers are now at cost. They've got to go. Again, mention this radio ad and take 10% off anything at Cart Guys Incorporated, 109 Crowders Creek Road, Highway 321 South in Gastonia. Open 9 to 4 Monday through Friday, 9 to 3 on Saturday. Online at cartguysinc.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Go! We're going down to the Honda shop. I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
Get on your Honda and ride red during the Ride Red Summer Sales event at Honda Motorcycles in Shelby. For over 45 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area with sales, parts, and service. And now get low-rate financing during the Honda Ride Red Sales event. Use your bonus bucks on accessories, a down payment, or the Honda Care Protection Plan during the Ride Red Summer Sales event. Going on now at Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard. Online at HondaMotorcyclesOfShelby.com. Only 30 minutes away is your best deal on a Chevrolet. Listen up, Cleveland County. Did you know you're only minutes away from Fred Caldwell Chevrolet in Clover? It's people you know, like Wayne Gregory. He's been putting Chevrolets in driveways for years, along with Greg Good, who will help you with a payment that will suit your budget. They'll even come pick your car up in Cleveland County, take it to Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, and have it serviced and bring it right back to you. That's Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, Highway 55 in Clover.
With a rich history spanning nearly 100 years, James River Equipment is known for its deep-rooted partnership with the iconic John Deere brand. From large-scale farming to residential mowing, James River delivers the right equipment for every task with a focus on quality, reliability, and affordability. Bring your outdoor spaces to life and choose the brand that understands your world. James River Equipment. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com to find the location nearest you. James River delivers.
Looking to boost your skills or further your education? Well, it's not too late at Cleveland Community College. Register now for second session, 8-week courses, and open the door to exciting opportunities. Worried about the cost? Well, don't be. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Take the first step toward your future. Call our admissions team and get started at 704-669-4081. Don't delay. Contact us today. Classes start October 19th. Visit us online at clevelandcc.edu or call admissions again at 704-669-4081.
There's no background music or sound effects in this commercial as to draw your attention. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance has a long tradition of meeting the insurance needs of its customers. Maxwell B. Hamrick continues offering you the best policy possible by insurers that are proven and trusted. Make sure to ask about the companies they work with when you talk with one of their certified agents. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance, 116 North Main Street, Boiling Springs, 1719 South Lafayette Street in Shelby, and MB Hamrick. INS.com.
Christmas is the time of year when we remember those people close to our heart, and that means you. Everyone at Elliott's Supply Company in Polkville wishes you and your family love, joy, and peace this Christmas season. Experience the season with childlike wonder. Remember the simple things mean the most. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at Elliott's Supply Company. 2301 West Stagecoach Trail, Highway 182 West in Polkville. Online at ElliottSupplyInc.com.
For over 56 years, Love's Fish Box has been serving this area with the finest in seafood, and the tradition continues today. You'll enjoy great food in their rustic dining room. Bring the family out. There's something for everyone on the menu, from fish to chicken to steak to salad, sandwiches, and more. Try their after 4 p.m. specials with all the trimmings. On Tuesday, Alaskan White for $7.95. Wednesday, beef tips $10.95. Thursdays, hamburger steak $7.95. Love's Fish Box, 1104 Shelby Road, Highway 74 Business West, Kings Mountain. Online at lovesfishbox.net and like them on Facebook too.
Black men are the most likely Americans to die from lung cancer, and black people develop the disease earlier in life than others. Federal guidelines have nearly doubled the number of black Americans eligible for lung cancer screening. Insurance companies are required to cover these tests for those ages 50 to 80 who smoke or used to smoke. If that's you, talk to a doctor about lung cancer screening. For more information and to find a screening center near you, visit acr.org/mylcs. That's acr.org/mylcs.
And we're back on the Full Throttle Powersports post-game show.
Thank you very much, JP. Welcome back to the Full Throttle Powersports Thrill post-game show here with Will Boykins, Dennis Davis, the coach, Steve DeGree, Kevin Hastings in the house, JP making us sound good. I'm Chip Carter. Thanks for joining us, gentlemen.
Every time, y'all always catch me right at the beginning. They always say something to me right before we come on, and I'm having to hide my face, try to keep from coming on.
Hey,
we gotta be.
That's not a bad thing.
You gotta be professional, Will. You gotta be professional.
I got a voice for radio.
Hey,
I got a voice for TV.
I got a face for radio. But guys, we have 100 counties in this state.
Yep.
And only one of them has 2 teams. There's 8 classifications that have state championships, and only one county has 2 teams being represented. I think that's pretty awesome. And guys, I specifically, the one thing I wanted to point out, we've been pretty spoiled. And I don't. Both of these gentlemen, these young men would say it's a team effort, and they are just one piece of the puzzle for both of their teams. But we've been pretty spoiled this year, specifically in the past few years, having the privilege of being able to broadcast, to watch, to witness, to see, and enjoy Eli Hamrick and Land Farmer play the quarterback position
Absolutely.
for their respective schools.
I agree.
And I just, you just don't get young men of that caliber of talent, temperament, just the entire package. And Coach, you can probably touch on Land more so than any of us. I'm sure the coaching staff, Coach Lloyd, anybody could say the same thing about Eli. But just the work that the work that those young men have put in for their respective schools and respective football programs, and the way they've done it, they've been such. And I'll say it, both of those guys, the experience that they bring, the plays that they've made, they are going to be differentiators. They're going to be key focal point and maybe the difference for both of their teams in these big games next weekend.
You're right. And I want to send a message to Eli. If your dad ever tell you he was tougher than you running the ball, he told you a lie.
I watched him, and I know they lost the game, but I watched what happened to him at Ashbrook. And that young man took a beating, and he just kept going. And I mean, they were 1 yard. They were less than a yard short of basically getting even in that game up. And I'm still not sure that there weren't some other issues going along there, that other extracurricular activities from guys not in football jerseys that helped that along. But I mean, he's taken, but he and Land both. Land's a physical. Land and they both
come physical as of late.
They can deliver more punishment than they get.
Right. Yeah. Land came as of late. Eli's been being physical all year. He's put that ball on his back all year. Playoff took off, and Land said, "You know what? I can do more than just stand back here and throw for 3,000 yards. I can put my foot in the ground." And every week in the playoff, he's been showing up and putting that part of the run game, putting his part into the run game that has been freeing up. And this is hats off to your offensive line, because when he takes them steps to move forward to run the ball, your offensive line's brains click and they start clearing for run instead of staying for pass blocking. And they've been opening up lanes for him to take up out of. When he's getting surrounded, they've been moving that pocket to where he can have lanes where he can see where he got to go and where he got to take off to. But as of late, the last 4 weeks, he has took more responsibility in making sure
that we get to where we got to go.
That we get to where we got to go.
He's taking this team on his back, guys. I'm telling you, even in practice, you can be at practice. He sees stuff, he'll check. He'll make they give him a chance to check it off, maybe to one side or the other side. I say 99.9% of the time he makes the right call.
I want
to, or we do go to the Wildcat. We don't have to. No, we had Jalen Tate, but now we got Baby Cam. You know what I'm saying? We let him back. We let him be the power.
Yeah.
So,
you're exactly right.
We don't have to change our personnel.
He gives me that. He's giving me that big quarterback. He gives me that Cam Newton flavor. Like when he steps out of the pocket. I mean, he's not looking to just run the ball and get down and slide. He's looking to hit somebody and plow through to somebody.
I don't like that. I don't like that comparison. I'll say he's Cam Newton, but he cares about his team.
I want to say a word about Eli.
He also run out of bounds a couple of times too.
How many guys do you know that quarterback 2 high schools in the same year? Eli was the quarterback.
Played against us twice.
At Robinson.
No,
AC Reynolds.
AC Reynolds. They got flooded out.
Mm-hmm. We don't say that school on this on the broadcast here. All right, Dennis.
And what school did you go to?
That's right, cross county rival. Keep going, Dennis. Keep going.
Anyway,
I knew that was coming.
Clyde A. Irwin. Where's that at?
Here's a guy who had to transition his whole lifestyle and come down to live with his grandmother, and his father moved his business here, and he was able to make adjustments on the personal level as well as the football level.
He didn't have to change everything. They had the same school colors. But keep going.
No. Thank you.
No, they don't.
That's one reason. Hey, that's why I tell Will that's why he like the Packers. He ain't got to worry about buying no different clothes.
The logo is almost exactly the same. Just got to scratch that white part off.
If the truth be told about me and the Packers, originally when I seen the Packers on TV, I said that is the professional Crest High School.
There you go.
So originally when I seen Packers on TV, that's
and Reggie White, you liked him, not no.
Yeah, but that was years before Reggie White played for him.
Okay.
Years before.
And that's one reason when I played Shelby Middle School, I liked we had Little League at Hollywood Park. I played for the Blues, and I seen Dallas Cowboys with them blue uniforms on. And they done that little hitch. So when we got to Shelby Middle School, sometimes we do that hitch. So sometimes they do happen, Will.
Yeah. I'll admit that's what happened. But go ahead, Dennis. I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. I was just going to say that here's a young man, in addition to a transition of becoming the quarterback at a school where his father was the quarterback, he had to go through all the developing new friends because he hadn't been in school with these guys in junior high, hadn't played with them in the midget leagues. So he had to, become a member of the Crest family. And not only –
because at first he didn't start.
Yeah.
Not only is he successful, otherwise Brock Melton would have been the quarterback. I think he would have done a good job, but it quickly transitioned to Eli. Brock was able to move over to the tight end position and linebacker, and so my hat's off to both these young men.
Yes.
They had their eyes set on different positions, and they have transitioned, and I think that goes a lot to show why Crest is where they are in the championship game. And don't forget, Brock lost his father.
Right.
Brock lost his grandfather. And he's played well beyond what was expected of him.
He's playing inspired ball.
And motivation.
The other thing, too, as we get ready to wind down here, the last point I'll make on my end is, and Tim touched on this, too, another thing that Crest has really been able to utilize, specifically, I think, in the backfield, is the depth. It's almost like they have a set of legs that they can put in every quarter.
And they showed that last night.
That's where they got the separation. That's where they closed the game out. They put, and I forget the young man, but they put a fresh set of legs in.
24.
Yeah, and was able to, and Tim and Paul and Rob were talking about it, that they were able to just having a fresh set of legs. He was the freshest guy on the field, and it made the difference, and was able to get the score and stretch the game and really get it out of reach for Hickory to even have a chance. Even when Hickory ran the kickoff back at that point, it was like, no, we think it's a little too late at this point.
That's because he started when the other kid was hurt, so he's
got that experience.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I just want to say more thing about Lane.
Yeah.
Lane has taken Shelby High on his back. He didn't want to go out as being the only quarterback that had never played for a state championship.
Yep.
He might not say that because he's very humble, but I know. I didn't want to see him go out like that either. I told him that too. I had told us, Lane, that's why I said what I said at the beginning of the year in that paper interview, because it was all about you. To me, it was all about you to get you in the state championship. But he got himself there.
Yeah.
He took our team on the back, like you said, when everybody doubted us. Those first two games.
His first game. The transformation he took from that first week to the rest of the season just shows a level of maturity for somebody you don't see that age very often.
And I hope some colleges are watching.
Yes, somebody sign this kid. Somebody sign this kid, please.
Wait a minute, Chip. Who need to make this an offer? Whose offense is he built for?
All right, I'm no expert. I'm the one guy at this table who's not involved with who hadn't played football, but I'm just saying I have seen the play that Land has, the ability, what he's able to do with his legs to extend the plays, to run with the ball. He would look great in Gardner Webb red and black.
And
I'm just saying.
I'm going to give a tip of the hat to Gardner Webb. For years and years and years, the Gardner Webb coaches ignored area football players. Mm-hmm. Nobody signed with Gardner Webb. And now they've begun to look and say, wait a minute, we've got a gold mine in our backyard.
You don't realize.
And there are several players that have signed with Gardner Webb. They need to sign one more.
Yeah, I know Chris Reissert. He's a good man. I like Chris Reissert a whole lot, and he's good people.
Shale, the kid that does the filming for the radio. Jakari walked on it. He walked on it, Gardner Webb guys. And
all Gardner Webb needs to have a great program is they need to get a good announcer.
Yeah, their PA announcer's pretty slack, I'll tell you. But all right, guys. Well, let's let's let him run his mouth for a little bit more here to wrap things up. Let's go down the scores. Final scores here once again. 1A, no games today this week as JP, as we're going to wind down the show here. In the 1A, the state championship will be next week. It's Robbinsville versus Wilson Prep. In the 2A, Murphy victorious over Star Mount in the West. That's 1 versus 2 in the West. Murphy defeats Star Mount 14-2. In the East, number 1 Tarboro defeats Warren County 40-0. It's 1 versus 1. What's that?
Keep going.
Okay. Murphy and Tarboro are the 2A state championship. In the 3A, Shelby defeats Lincoln 30-0. They'll take on Kinston, who defeated Keenan 30-7. It'll be Shelby versus Kinston in the 3A state championship. In the 4A, the Blue Devil Bowl. Thank you, Tom Cinefani. Brevard defeats Maiden 30-13. They remain undefeated. Congratulations, Brevard. Your prize is you get to play Reedsville in the state championship as they squeak out a win over West Craven 23-21. Reedsville versus Brevard in the 4A. In the 5A, the Crest Chargers defeat Hickory last night 39-21. They will take on East number 1 seed Hunt as they defeat Northside Jacksonville 20-7 yesterday evening. 5A state championship, Crest versus Hunt. The 6A will be determined tomorrow. Watauga versus Northern Guilford. That's 1 and 2 in the West. And then the winner of that will take on the winner of Jacksonville versus Middle Creek. That's the 1 and the 3 seed in the East. That's the 6A. That'll be determined. The 6A state championship
will be Jacksonville.
Will be determined tomorrow evening. Both of those games tomorrow at 6 p.m. The 7A, Grimsley defeats Weddington 13-7. That was 1 defeating 2. That's in the West. In the East, Cardinal Gibbons is upset by Clayton 35-32. It'll be Clayton versus Grimsley in the 7A.
Go Comets.
And then in the 8A, no game this weekend. Huff and Millbrook had the week off. They will play in the 8A state championship next weekend, scheduled for next week. Thursday, December the 11th at Keenan Memorial Stadium at University of North Carolina Chapel Hill. We'll have games at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Thursday, December the 11th. The following day, Friday, December the 12th, once again at Keenan, we'll have 2 games at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Saturday, December the 13th, we'll have 2 locations. One will be Helen and Leonard Moritz Stadium at Lenoir-Rhyne University in Hickory. Those 2 games will be at 11 a.m. and then 5 p.m. And then also the Durham County Memorial Stadium in Durham. Not at Duke University, the Durham County Memorial Stadium in Durham.
Bull City.
They have 2 games at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. So 4 games on Saturday at 2 different locations, 2 games on Thursday, 2 games on Friday next week. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it very much. We'll let you know what our plans are for broadcast or for broadcasting and for shows next week. On behalf of Will Boykins, Dennis Davis, Coach Steve Degree, JP, Kevin Hastings, I'm Chip Carter. Thank you for tuning in to the Full Throttle Powersports of Lowell post-game show. Go Cleveland County.
Go Golden.